soldiers. Now, what we're going to try to do, I don't know how well it's going to work. There's several things here I'd like for you to see. I'm going to talk to you for about 15 minutes here, answer any questions that you may have. After that, we mount up on your steeds, and we go into the cemetery. In our cemetery, there's more Buffalo Soldier history than any place on Fort Sill. I'll give you a little short briefing outside the cemetery, and respectfully we'll walk through and take a close look at it. You know, we'll take some photographs. After that, we'll mount up. We'll go by Flipper's Ditch. Then we'll eventually stop at Geronimo's grave. That will conclude your tour. Hopefully that'll take about an hour if things go well. My name is Wallace Moore. I'm a living history interpreter and reenactor here at the museum at Fort Sill. I'm also a member of the Lawton Fort Sill chapter of the United States Boys Cavalry Association. This lady over here with the cool sunglasses on, she just had eye surgery. So I would normally beat up and point out sunglasses in a 18th century attire.
Standard issue.
She blind as Ray Charles.
Put your glasses. Put your glasses on. Yeah, we good. We good.
Our job, our chapter's job, is to try to keep the history of the Buffalo Soldiers correctly alive. You see, we are very, very sensitive about information that's shared about their history. They received such a hard beating in the history books in the early years. Being left out was the worst thing, but sometimes incorrect information has been put out about them. And when it happens now that the flow of information started, we are very sensitive that flow of information is correct to the best of our knowledge. Because once I tell you something, you're not going to research it. You're going to say, I heard that, I believe it. I take you at your word. And if I've told you incorrect, then I've perpetuated a falsehood. Now let me tell you a little bit about, first about who they were. Originally, in 1866, there were 6 regiments. Now these so-called sons of Africa wore this blue and gold. And it's a shame that history failed to properly document their deeds. But now, at long last, their story is finally getting told. Now, there are all kinds of rumors about how they got to be called Buffalo Soldiers. Some say it was young men's curly black hair, all covered with dust, that reminded the Cheyenne dog soldiers of the hair of the buffalo. And maybe that's why they called them Buffalo Soldiers. Anyway, we have no proof one way or the other, but we do have proof that they served all across the American frontier, from Colorado all the way to Old Mexico, in places like Leavenworth, Riley, Seal, many places in Texas. My special place in Texas is Old Fort Concho. Now, they were just a bunch of African-American boys who were doing their damnedest to earn their spurs, working for people who mostly didn't care. Racism was alive and well, you see, so their enemies were both red and white. The danger for them could be found almost anywhere. Now, they crossed their lances, their sabers, with the war lances of every warlike tribe in the Southwest. But none of the enemies could ever say about them that when they were invited to the dance, they didn't always bring their best. By the end of the Spanish-American War, 23 Buffalo Soldiers had received the nation's highest award for valor. One was actually offered it twice. And 3 of them had graduated from the military academy at West Point on Hudson Bay. Now, they originally started out to be a bad experiment. They were going to come here to Fort Sill, they'd last about 5 years, then they'd be mustered out. But in the end, they produced 4 regiments. 2 of infantry, the 24th and the 25th, and 2 of cavalry, the 9th and 10th. And they came to stay. Now I'm gonna tell you, they may freeze to death. Somewhere out on the state plains, in some cold and treacherous winter's march, or they may die with their lips parched in the desert sun. But it didn't matter. When they were called, be it outlaws or Indians, they always came on the run. Now, the thing that you must remember is they would be embarrassed if they knew that you, this august group here, was thinking of them as heroes. Special. They only wanted to be thought of as men. You see, they're gone now. And just their ghosts remain. Now I can assure you, we'll never see their kind again. Now that's one of the